My name is Ben Knowles from East Coast Yacht Sales, and in this video, my family and I are going to be cruising on an Axopar 37 for 4 nights. This is a bigger cruise for us for the summer. We're really excited and hope you enjoy this video. All right, so it is about, it's 10 minutes before 7 o'clock, and we are just getting underway, and we're having a little snack time as we start off our adventure. And just to introduce the team here, this is Pippa. Pippa is about 2.5-ish years old. This is Wally, Wawa. She is about 7 months old, 8 months old. And this is, of course, Caroline. So we're going for a cruise with all the ladies. We're gonna get underway here, put in about an hour underway, sleep on the boat, and then first thing in the morning we're going to head to Roque Island, which we're really excited about. Roque Island has been a spot that we've been trying to get to for some time. So we're going to get underway, and we'll see you hopefully at Allen and Burner Island. So we're making our approach to Allen and Burner Island. We're only about 2.5 nautical miles. Just you can see it off our starboard bow here. We're gonna spend the night here. We've been in about 30 nautical miles or so. And what we'll do is we'll pick up a mooring ball, crash for the night, and head out early tomorrow morning for Roque. So it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. The ladies are just getting up now. Mount Desert Island is just off our beam here. Got going early this morning. Clicked the throttles forward just after 5 o'clock. But we've been able to get about 60 nautical miles in. It's nice that we can be still running early in the morning, get where we want to go, and have the ladies still sleeping. So that's really, really nice for sure. Hey! Hey, Pip Pip. Good morning. Yeah. Got my co-pilot here this morning. You want to say hi, Pip Pip? Pip, do you have a good night? Yeah, good. What's that? Hedgehog water? Yeah. We've arrived at Roque Island around 8:30 here. What are we gonna go do, Pip Pip?
Beach.
We're gonna go to the beach. Yeah. So we're gonna drop the anchor here and head to the beach. We're just getting ourselves positioned here, but this is a beautiful beach here. Roque Island is well known for this beach. There's 2 other cruising boats over here, so it's quite remote, and we're just getting ourselves into position here. So we are super close to the beach here. We're gonna drop a hook. So I've got the remote all set up here, so I'm gonna put us in reverse. I always like to have a little bit of a reverse motion going while dropping the anchor. So gonna go straight back here. Got some backward momentum going. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the anchor down. So let a bit of anchor chain out, and I'm still in this just idle reverse right here. Still in reverse. I just felt the anchor set, so I know we're well set here. So I'm gonna let a little bit more anchor chain out. So now that the anchor is nice and set, the one last thing that we do here is go up to the bow. You can hear the waves against the beach here. It's so quiet, it's unbelievable. So I want to set up a snubber. So the anchor windlasses are not engineered to take all the load. This is a snubber that we have made up at East Coast. Just put it on the chain here, tie the end just the bow cleat here. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a little awkward. Then what I like to do, so now that we have the snubber set up, is just let out the last bit of chain. So now it's not the anchor windlass that's holding the load, it's the snubber here. So now, next step, Pippa, is we're gonna get the tender all blown up and row ashore. So for our ride here this morning, I put the tender in here because I was concerned about there being fog early this morning. And with fog, you don't want the tender to be up on the hardtop because it blocks the radar. This season we've had so much fog, it's been unbelievable. And so I just had the tender rolled up here just in case, but it's actually quite easy to get the tender up and running. I've got this stored in here. This is a little 12-volt outlet here. And so I'm gonna get this all keyed in, and this helps blow up the tender really quickly. I like to roll this thing out here. And I got my trusty pump. We're gonna pump this sucker up. All right, so we have the fine yacht all inflated. What I'm gonna do is just toss her in the water here, nice and easy. So we are just enjoying our time on the beach here at Roque Island. Pippa's on snack breakfast number 2, but just can't help to be amazed by the view we have off the bow here. This is absolute insane. Pippa, do you have a nice nap time this morning? Yeah. Nap times underway are the best, but yeah, we got underway around 5 and we're here by 8:30. We're gonna have a quick snack time and then head ashore here. All right, Pip and I are all loaded up and we're gonna hop in the tender and get ashore. Ready? Here it comes. Here comes Papa, Pip. Whoa! You say whoa. So Pip and I are just exploring the beach of Roque Island, and gotta say, this is more reminiscent of a white sandy beach in the Caribbean with turquoise water, the boat out in front, and virtually no other boats around. This is quite an incredible experience, particularly with the summer we've had. The sun being out right now as well is absolutely spectacular. So this is pretty special for day 1 morning of our Axopar cruise adventure. So this has been a successful trip here. Spent the morning here. Our ladies are about to have a little bit of lunch, and I'm gonna get the tender on the hardtop and we're gonna get a little fuel and head on to the next spot. All right, so we're gonna get off the hook here. So first things first, gonna turn on the engines. Make sure my batteries are turned on for the windlass. For the anchor windlass, I don't like using the remote to pull up the anchor. What I like to do is use the wired remote. I think you've got a little bit better control with the wired remote. I do make sure always that the breaker is engaged as well. What you don't want to do is pull the boat up to the anchor using the anchor windlass. First things first though, is let's get this snubber out of the way. Again, the snubber was just to take the pressure off the anchor windlass when we were at anchor, at rest. It's good practice to do every time, particularly if you're going to be spending the night on the boat. See how it just started to bind up a little bit there? Now I'm going to wait for the chain to go down. Do these little bursts here. See, now I can see the anchor here. Looks like we caught some seaweed. So, critical part is this last part right here, which is just before you get the anchor all the way up. See how the anchor is a little off cockeyed? This is really where the wired remote comes into play. You just want to do these very short little bursts, very short, and watch it now. See how that just spun around right there? Then you just burst it. Now I'm just going to take off the seaweed before we get all the way up, and then we'll do the last little cinch down. Boom. I'll do one more bump just to make sure. Good. with the remote away, I always shut off the power right here to the anchor windlass. If you're not using the anchor windlass, I don't think that you should have power to it. You don't want to rely, the reason why you have a preventer is you don't want to rely solely on the clutch in this windlass to hold the anchor chain. So that's why you have this guy right here, and then this is your vibration plate, just so the anchor is extra snug. You don't need to honk on that all too much. So we're leaving Roque Island. We're headed through the thoroughfare here because this looks pretty sweet. And gonna go to Jonesport to get some fuel, and then we're gonna go see if we can find some puffins. So we've just completed a little bit of a journey, 20 nautical miles or so, over to Machias Seal Island, which is where there are puffins flocking all over the place on this island. This is really, really cool. So when leaving Machias Seal Island, we realized how close we were to the border of Canada. So we are officially in Canadian waters. Our cruise has gone international, and now we're gonna turn around and head back. Find a place to crash for the night. What do you think about that, Pip Pip? First time to Canada, how do you feel?
Trash.
Trash, okay. Sounds good. Wawa and I are just at the helm here, cruising along at 28 knots in amazing glassy conditions. This is beautiful. Again, the fact that it's not foggy or raining, given the summer that we've had so far, is phenomenal. So yeah, we're having a great run back. All right, so we made it to Northwest Coast on Dyer Island. Just kind of found this spot. Pippa and Wally are just hanging out, sunbathing in the aft cockpit here. Caroline is making up some delicious dinner for us. Is it taco night?
It's taco night.
That looks pretty frozen.
It's very frozen.
We're defrosting some taco meat. So ladies are all ready to go for some dining action. So this is the 3-in-1, Magma 3-in-1. So you can have a cooked meat like this on the 3-in-1 and also put it onto grill mode as well. So it's a pretty sweet setup, particularly for the Axopars. Is that good, Pippa? Yeah. So woke up this morning to a typical foggy Maine morning. This is more reminiscent of what our summer has been like here. I took the tender down earlier this morning, rolled it up off on the bow, and then tuck it up and stored it on the bow here. Reason being is because the tender can screw up the radar, and we're gonna need that this morning when running. Caroline's cooking some breakfast for us for this morning. Right, Pip Pip, you ready for some breakfast? Me's ready for some breakfast. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get underway. First gonna start our engines here. Get the electronics situated in a way that I like. Get my lav lights on. I set up a route via auto routing this morning. I've got a little lobsterman coming in here. So this nav will just, this route will just help, particularly when it's foggy. I really like to have following some sort of a route. That's one less thing to think about. But we'll get underway and I'll explain how I like to have my radar set up in these scenarios. All right, so it's pretty foggy conditions here this morning. What I like to do when setting up the nav is first off with my radar. You see how there's this blue section right here? That's a zone, that's a zone 2. And what that does is automatically set targets within, if you're inside a nautical mile range of within this zone, which I find helpful. So it auto selects your targets. Yeah, we've got about 1/8 of a nautical mile of visibility. So, and I've got to say the Axopar is so sweet when operating in low visibility conditions. First off, we're doing 19 knots and I've got excellent visibility through the bow, and just 360 here. So I really feel like I have my bearings on where I'm at and who's around me. We're finishing up a very foggy run, headed to a little Cranberry Island to get a little time on some land. All went pretty well. Wally's down for a little nap session right now, so we're gonna have to wake her up to go have some fun on land. Wow, Pip Pip, that was so good. Back onto the boat for the next adventure, leaving Little Cranberry Island after having a fun session at the playground. We're gonna swing in to get some fuel in Northeast Harbor, and then we're gonna head to Blue Hill. Still foggy, so I didn't want to put the tender on the hardtop, but we're also not going very far, so I just tossed the tender, just lashed it to the aft cabin there, given the short distance that we're going. And so yeah, we're gonna throttle up here, and here we go. So we're coming into Blue Hill right now. Quite a beautiful harbor here, but the ladies have just woken up and we have been touring all over the place. This is our black line here is where we've gone. So we've pretty much on the western side of Mount Desert Island. We've just been cruising around while we let the ladies sleep. Too high? Whoa, Pip Pip, I almost fell. Ready to go ashore? Yeah. We're gonna take the small boat? Yeah. Are you gonna help me row? Ice cream. Whoa. Here's our Saturday morning breakfast with some yogurt mixed in with some granola. It's very tasty. So this is a nice example of a benefit of the diesel heater. Right now, because we've had these foggy, dewy mornings, to just cut some of the dewy air, we turn on the diesel heater to really dry out the cabins. It's nice and toasty in here, but we can also have the moonroof open to get some nice fresh air. So it creates a very nice and comfortable breakfast dining situation for us this morning. You don't need to run a generator to get the heat or anything, so it's very nice. Pip Pip, are you nice and cozy? Yeah. So we're gonna get underway and head to Stonington. The clouds are pretty low and there may be some fog on the way. I'm not gonna put the tender up on the hard top. I'm just gonna put it back here, just in case we need to run the radar. Okay, ready to rock there. Stonington's only about 20 nautical miles away, so it's not going to be a very long morning run here. But yeah, we're doing about 4,000 RPMs, 31.6 nautical miles an hour, burning about 23 gallons an hour. So it's a 1.35 nautical miles per gallon, which is pretty fantastic fuel economy. Again, just like all of our videos, the noise level of in here, the fact that the kiddos can be playing on their toys. It's not very warm outside. We probably have some fog and we had a little rain this morning, but none of that really matters. We still actually have the diesel heater on, but we have the moonroof open for great ventilation. It's just such a pleasurable experience underway on this boat, even at 30 knots. So it's starting to get into some fog here. I'm going to throttle back. We're doing 31 knots, so we're going to switch back into kind of fog running mode. I'm going to move this screen here to radar. Typical cruising conditions for summer of 2023. All right, we are in Stonington, everybody. We're here. Pip, we're here. Wawa. We're here. Let's go check it out. So one of our favorite things to do when we get to a new town is to kind of stick our nose into places where, you know, it's not obvious where you should go, just to kind of discover all the ins and intricacies of all the variety of these little towns. Stonington is a well-traveled town to begin with, but you know, this is our first time really checking Stonington out, so it's kind of fun. This is the public landing right here, so we'll probably bring the tender in there. But it looks like some cool houses, and obviously the guys, this is a working town, very much so a working town for lobstermen. Someone has discovered the playground of Stonington. We are officially in Belfast. Belfast is a great place to stop. The town is really fun. We also happen to have an office right there, East Coast Yacht Sales. But just here for a little dinner action and to explore the town a little bit. This is Caroline and Pippa's and, well, Pippa's and Wally's first time here. Leaving Belfast Harbor here. We're here for just a couple hours. There was a fun live music festival that we checked out. But now we're just gonna head a short distance to Islesboro, somewhere around in this area. We'll drop the hook and cook some dinner for our last night of the cruise. Wind's picked up a little bit, so might be get a little choppy, so hopefully there'll be something interesting to talk about there. These are definitely conditions where the Axopar excels. We're doing 30 knots and a good chop right now, and the boat just loves this stuff. Virtually no trim tabs on and just cranking along. The best part about this is we're staying completely dry. We're able to have small children run around like crazy people, and we're able to have infants just kind of hang out. So this stuff, when the going gets tough, the Axopar just runs amazing in the rough. So love this. Now this is not rough conditions, but still the Axopar is a killer boat to be on. So headed to Islesboro. Not exactly sure where in Islesboro we're gonna jump a hook, but that's part of the adventure, is you figure it out when you get there. So our special shower contraption is this propane shower here, which I've rigged up to a rod holder, and we got propane tank, which is giving the propane, that's what's generating the heat, and then freshwater supply hose here, which is plumbed in from the freshwater system, and that gives us a nice hot water shower situation. Oh yeah, drive like a maniac. And here we are pulling into Port Clyde. So here at Port Clyde, you have the Port Clyde General Store, which is a great store. They've got benches where you can grab some food, and Pippa gets really excited about the lobster tank. And then over here you have Squid Ink Coffee, which is a great coffee shop too. So really, two really great spots. And then you've got some galleries and whatnot in Port Clyde as well. Ready, Pip Pip?
Do you want your extra large latte with 18 shots of espresso?
The new essential cruising guide for the Knowles family is, where are the cool playgrounds? You think, Wawa? Whoa! Just leaving Port Harbor. A little snack time for Pippa. Surprise, surprise. And Wally's gonna take a nap for our rip all the way home. So this is our last leg of the trip. Just completing 4 nights and 4 days. So this is a little bittersweet here. Well, all good things have to come to an end, and it is Sunday afternoon, and we are just getting this boat kind of put back to bed after 4 days and 4 nights aboard our Axopar 37. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from this video. Also, the reason why we do these is just to help educate you on some helpful tips and tricks to get out on the water and enjoy the water, whether you're up in Maine or down in Florida. So if you do have any questions for us specific to the Axopar or cruising or gadgets or whatever, please do feel free to leave a comment below here, and we'll think about doing a video specific to that topic. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Cheers.